Welcome everybody to our show. This is Custom Fab Garage on our channel Octane TV on YouTube. Make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button, and on top of that, make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can get all the new content that comes out weekly and even every day.
Next vehicle we're going to be doing is a Model Y Tesla 2023. We're going to be upgrading all the speakers using adapters and all new speakers as well that will bolt right in. We're going to be changing out the sub speakers, adding sound dampening, doing a hardwired radar detector, and changing out some of the USBs. This is going to be a lot of videos and processes of each one. So we'll kind of make a video for each part and then make a full-length video of everything. So we're going to be taking apart the whole rear end of this brand new 2023 Tesla Model Y, because we are going to be doing some sound skins pretty much everywhere back here to sound dampen the whole entire back rear hatch. So we will be taking off this whole section here, this whole section, and then this whole section here. We will be taking this section out right here to get to the rear sub, so we will be taking out the majority of this just to get to the rear sub and the rear amplifier, which is back here. So we're going to start with taking off this back hatch piece. We're going to take this piece out, set it over here, and then we'll also start with taking this piece right here out. Which is not my friend right now. Alright, so we're going to take this piece out. I put the back seat down because the way that this piece is shaped right here, it's hard to get down, so we pushed the back seat down and then we pushed it up and then kind of pulled that out. All right, so we took this gasket, we pulled the gasket off first, and then we pulled up on here, and it's really tight, and you pull up on this piece, and then that's what the back side will look like all the way across. Now it's already missing one metal one, so that must be down in here somewhere, so I'm gonna have to find that because it's already missing one of these. Great, that's lovely. So it's got 4 of these metal clips, so I gotta figure out where the other metal clip is at. Next step, we're gonna pull up on this, and you're gonna pull up on it pretty hard, and then underneath that, you're gonna have like clips here, metal clip here, and there's also a metal clip that's sticking out over there, so this thing just pulls right off completely right there. Next step, we're gonna take our panel pry tool. We're going to pry up this push pin right here. There's one on it. If I can get underneath it. And we got that push pin is out. We're going to set that down in here so that piece is out of the way. And then we're going to take this piece, should just come right out. There you go. And then boom, this whole piece will come out, which is just locked in with these plastic tabs. And then this whole piece just comes out, which is right out of here, out of the bottom cavity. And then we're also going to have a push pin here that we need to remove. And there's that push pin, that for this. And then we have a push pin here and a push pin here that I'm going to just go ahead and take out since we're already over here. We'll go ahead and take these both out on the front side of this piece. That way that anything we need to move right here, we can get it all out at the same time. I'm gonna get a container for those push pins, but we're doing pretty good so far. I wanna work on getting this whole thing out. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this piece here, which should just unsnap from the top here, which kind of looks like everything's gonna go as one piece, but I was gonna try to separate this right here just by pulling, which it likes to pull the tabs out. Let me tell you, I can already hear them snapping. So that way we can get this whole, I'd like to take this carpeted piece out by itself, this piece, and then take this piece out. So that way it's easier to get out of this cavity. Yep, see, we got it out because there's a big cavity down in here. And then we got to pull all this back from the front side too. So I got to get it up here in the front. All the way up here. Jesus. All right, so this whole thing is one freaking piece going all the way up to the door. So it's really tough to get it off up there. I'm gonna try to do that. So in order to get this out over here, they have this piece sitting underneath this piece here. So you've got to take this piece out right here, which is a pain in the rear to get out in order to get the rest of this out. So just understand that in order to get this whole entire piece out, you got to take all that off in the front first to get to this big piece. Why would you not make this two pieces? Why would you not make this where it unsnaps off, where you can get accessible back to here? Not have to take the seats out in the middle of the car to get to this. That is a Tesla. Stop doing stuff like this because that is dumb. You should not do that stuff. So now that we've managed to get everything in the front removed from this, now we can pull this whole entire piece completely out that runs, should have stopped right here and made this a separated piece like every other car manufacturer in the world where this is a separated piece. Now we've gotten to here where the factory sub is right here and the factory amp is right here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this amp out. Or actually, we'll probably just take it and remove it and set it down here for right now. We're not gonna take it out, there's no point. And then we're gonna need to remove the sub enclosure so that we can get to the sub amp. We are gonna take out the whole rest of this. We'll do that in this video as well. But when we do our subwoofer video, we're not gonna even talk about the whole rest of this because there's no point, we're just putting sound skins in. If you're not worried about putting sound skins in, we're gonna focus on just the sub. So we're gonna take this out. It's got a 10 millimeter up top, 10 millimeter up top, and I believe another 10 millimeter on the bottom. You'll have to have a deep well for the left one, the bottom one, the top right doesn't matter. So I'll show you a video of that. So here's a video up close so you can kind of see, but 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeter, but you're gonna have to have a deep well in the same situation. 10 millimeter down here, you're gonna have to have a deep well because the bolt sticks out. We're gonna take this out here with the 10 millimeter, and I'm sure there's some hidden ones probably back here somewhere. I gotta figure out where the rest of the bolts are, but I know for sure there's one right here, and then this harness right here plugs into the actual sub as well. We're just gonna move this because when we go to put the sub box back in, the sub is so close to this, I don't wanna scratch this or scratch this. All right, behind the amp is another 10 millimeter. So we've got the amp dismounted. We got a 10 millimeter down here, one back here, and I'm guaranteeing there's one of them hidden back there somewhere. So in order to get to the top bolt of the subwoofer enclosure, there's a bolt here, We're gonna probably have to take this piece off here. So I'm gonna try to take this off as nicely as possible without damaging or breaking anything on this, because they've got a lot of hidden stuff in here. The way that this stuff is like clicked into here, there's just a lot of hidden things. We're gonna go up to the front as well. All right, so we got that out. I'm gonna show you some videos of it. I'm just gonna leave this back here because you'll have to take the seatbelt out to be able to get it. So I'm just gonna leave this back here. There is a ton of clips. And then up here, it's got like a little clamp part right here. And then a ton of clips back here too. So just be super careful. And this ledge right here sits underneath the headliner. I don't know why they do that. Like Tesla, man, you guys gotta learn how to take apart cars and put the cars back together a lot better than what you're doing. You're making this way too difficult by too big of pieces. So here is our last bolt here, 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeter down here, and then 10 millimeter over there. And that'll be the last of the 3 bolts that we need to take out, or nuts. Here's the subwoofer enclosure after we pull it out. There's a very large cavity back there. Kind of makes great use for this sub right here, but it is a ported enclosure, very lightweight. We're gonna kind of show you what's inside this bad boy. This is what we're gonna be doing today, is taking this Alpine Type S that the customer brought into us, which is an SW8D4. This is the sub we're going to be putting into this sub enclosure from the factory Tesla enclosure that is ported. This is the mounting ring that was made to be able to mount this sub into here. Basically, it's an adapter. So it was CNC'd, you know, laser printed, made, and then a wiring harness to be able to connect into this. So we're gonna go ahead and take this sub out, and that way we can go ahead and get this switched out with the new Alpine sub. The Torx to take these subs out is a T25, and there is 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're gonna take all 4 of these T25 Torx out. To let you know, there are some pins up here. So if you see these 2 pins up here, but they're not on the bottom, realize that when you're going to put the mounting ring in, that there's 2 pins right there. So just understand that right there. So this is this amazing popping sub out of here. Man, this thing is killing it. This is probably going to tell us our positive and negatives, I can imagine, because I'm guessing blue is our negative and green is our positive, judging by the size of the terminals. Yeah, so red is our positive, black is our negative, and then blue is our negative, and then green is our positive, judging by the terminals and it being a dual voice coil. So we'll take these off the terminals now that we know. Then we'll remove this harness, and then we'll be putting our new harness in there for the Alpine sub. This harness just comes off by pushing forward like this, and it will come right off for you. This is how I would say that this goes on here. I'll make another video or a correction if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is how it sits in there. I've seen a couple other people say they've had it backwards. I tried to put it in backwards, it would not fit. So I'm pretty sure this is exactly how it goes with the pins here, and then you put your 4 screws in, and then you mount the sub to it. That's how I'm pretty sure. And then this harness will go down through here and then come back out through here. I'm going to go ahead and foam this part here, and then I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to foam the whole back side of this, and then I'm going to go ahead and mount this to this, and then screw the sub into this. We went ahead and took our 3M foam tape, and we went ahead and foam taped all the way around on the enclosure. Then we're going to go ahead and mount this onto there. And this should be pretty good right here. I want to make sure that all these wires are in there. And then we will also go ahead and foam tape all the way around this top part too, just so the sub will seat on there properly. Here's a comparison of the Type S versus the stock sub. As you can see, you've got paper, semi-foam rubber. This is 100% rubber. Wow, that's nice. Wow, that's super nice. You can just tell the difference between. Yeah, huge difference. We'll take a look at the back side as well. And then you got a rubber gasket that goes all the way around. It's just a really nice sub. I mean, I will say for an entry-level sub, the Type S is an entry-level compared to Type R and Type X. This is a good-looking sub for an 8. And here's the back side with that large magnet, an enormous magnet. It's like night and day difference when you look at these two. That's so crazy. Since this already has a rubber gasket, I'm not going to worry about putting a gasket on top of the blue because that rubber gasket will seal it. This is the hardware that it came with, so we're going to go ahead and use these to mount for the holes that are already pre-drilled into this. We got everything wired up, positive, negative, right there on the terminal. So we're getting ready to mount it in and screw it down. These are a 3mm Allen wrench to be able to tighten all these down. We're going to go ahead and put the gasket back on because we've got them tightened on. Get this ready to go back in the car.